Alrighty, what is up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Wednesday, January the 14th. Another solid day in the markets. Took Nvidia towards the downside, 84% roll reclaim off your 5-minute range low, putting me up about $7,000 for the day, $20,000 on the week. And for the month, I'm up about $45,000. So super solid way to start off January after having that shaky start to the month. I've really had about $50,000 with very minimal drawdown, which has been absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to break down the trade that I took today, which was on Nvidia towards the downside. As I mentioned, I made $7,400 on this ticker. I would have liked to see that previous day low retest. Honestly, that would have been the best. But let me kind of break down my overall thought process coming into today. As for the overall markets, they're actually dropping here now after core PPI, along with the tariff news that we had at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, game plan coming to market open here. Kind of quickly explain it. What was I looking for coming into market open? So market open, essentially we're underneath your previous day lows on both the SPY and the Qs. We're just looking for your previous day lows to maintain for continuation lower. SPY, similar thing, underneath your previous day lows, we can see some more downside. Above your previous day lows, we can see potential reclaim. Right off the bat, you can see rejection. Right off the bat, rejection here on the SPY, rejection here on the QQQ. So overall market's weak within the first. Let me actually make myself smaller. My bad. So yeah, overall market's dropping right off the bat towards the downside. And as you can see for Nvidia, the key levels that we had marked out was this period of consolidation. So as you can see, this period of consolidation here, what we're looking for here now is really the break underneath, retest continuation towards the downside on Nvidia. So what I was eyeing for was this previous day low retest. This is the retest that I wanted. I'm actually a little bit upset that I missed this one. I was a little bit too slow, but this would have been the best retest of the day right off that previous day lows. As you can see right here, your 183.60s. You can see your previous day lows price came down, bounced. This would have been your retest entry. If I got this, would have been an absolutely awesome day. I still had a really good trade setup, but of course, this would have had really solid low risk. Option premiums move super nicely right off that previous day lows for continuation lower. So this is the trade I originally wanted. I'll kind of show you my live session here in a second. I was a little bit too slow. I was about a minute too slow on this ticker, but that was fine. Next trade I was looking for was your 5-minute range low retest. So I was looking for either your previous day highs or 5-minute range low. During this exact time, you can see the QQQ. There wasn't really that much relative weakness at this exact moment. So I held off on this first 5-minute range low retest, just because there's no weak price action. But once Nvidia kept on staying heavy, right, kept on making these lower highs, I was still interested in the 5-minute range low retest. And once it broke back underneath, you can see right here, broke back underneath, strong candle close. I got in on this very next candle on this flip. You can see had this immediate retest, got in here 100 contracts on the Nvidia 182 puts, was waiting for the flush towards the downside. You can see kind of just right at your low of day, was waiting for that flush. And we got the flush right here, scaled off 50% down in towards this low, held 50% for this order block. And then you can see next flush towards the downside, scaled 80% of my position down in towards these lows. And then for my remaining position, I had about 10 to 20% left. And then once the news actually came in here around 10:10, that's when I ended up cutting the rest of my position. So 100 contracts, 50 off, and then scaled the remaining down in towards these key lows, and then ended up cutting the rest of my position. Ended up being a super solid trade for the day. So that was my trade here on Nvidia. Really not too much else to talk about here now. Let's kind of go on to the live session. The market's actually dropping here after the tariff news decision. Let me actually go on to the live session to show you guys exactly what I was looking for coming to market open. Okay, so yeah, coming into market open here, there's a couple. So let's kind of speed up the tape. As you can see right here, originally I was actually looking for your previous day low. So I was eyeing Nvidia kind of all day. I was mentioning I'm keeping an eye on this previous day low retest, kind of off this 183 350. Let's kind of speed it up. So right at this time, I was a little bit too slow to it. I was kind of talking in the live session. I really want to see that previous day low retest, but during this exact time, I can't remember exactly, but I was keeping an eye on the Nvidia puts. Right now here with the QQQ right off the bat, I wasn't fully convinced that I did want to push towards the downside, so I was a little bit hesitant, and that hesitation right there kind of missed that low risk entry off your previous day lows, so which was unfortunate. And the Qs, once it broke back underneath, gave me the confirmation that it did want to indeed head towards the downside. But as you can see here for Nvidia, I was patient. I wasn't able to get that previous day low retest. And as I speed up the tape here, you can see right here in QQQ, very much bearish underneath that 5-minute range low. Nvidia at this exact time retesting, but it wasn't as relatively weak, but it was still interested. As we speed it up, you can see QQQ, perfect rejection off of your 5-minute range low. This could have been a short entry for a push lower. And during this exact time, you can see Nvidia is about to get back underneath your 5-minute range low. So the 84% roll here is in play. Let's watch the tape. So you can see candle close right here on Nvidia. Now I'm interested in the 182 puts. As long as we can have a weak reaction here for 182, this is where I'm going to look to get in, right? Q's showing a lot of weakness here as well. You can see mini pop on the QQQ. Okay, so right here, as you can see for the QQQ, you can see pop right off low of day, Nvidia rejecting right here after 182, get in with a stop loss just to break above, looking for a continuation towards the downside here now as well. But you can see Nvidia weakness, Q's pop being shorted into, Nvidia now we expect the tape to stay heavy. And then for the downside, almost every single up close candle was then being shorted. We got the flush there, scaled original position down to that first drop. And then you can see left some trailers for Nvidia 181.70s. So nice rejection right off that 181.70s. At the exact same time, Q's is flushing here as well with that 10 a.m. news that we had. So super nice job in the overall markets. And then as you can see, if I speed it up, right, Nvidia, nice push towards the downside. We filled this daily gap objective on the higher time frames. At this exact moment in time, we also had 10 o'clock mini reversal here as well. So that ended up being the trade on Nvidia today. Super solid in the markets, ended up making over $7,000. Yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoy that. If you did, let me know if you have any questions below, and hopefully you guys are enjoying these, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. All right, take care everyone. Peace.